Hey guys, so I did a full face of Flush makeup that's brand new in Ulta. If you want to see my impressions and a demo, check it out. Okay guys, let's get started. I went to Ulta. It took me forever to find this Ulta. I actually had to go to a completely different area of the state to get this. But I only picked up the things from Flush that I thought were different and kind of called out to me. There's some other stuff like their eyeshadow palette. It was cute. I think it was 9 shades for $38. The only shade I really liked in that I thought was like maybe a little different was the pink shade, so I didn't pick that up. I didn't get the lipsticks. I wasn't a huge fan of the Flushy lipsticks. Didn't like the colors. The packaging though on these solid color lipsticks is amazing. It's got like a little magnet on it so you feel like the suction, which I really like, so it probably won't come apart in your purse. So if you wanted something that was kind of cool and maybe sturdy for travel, I think that would be a good one. Wasn't a huge fan of the blushes. Didn't really think they were that mind-boggling. The highlighters, thought they were very similar to highlighters that you can get from NYX with the little dropper. Anything else? I see that the illuminators, they were nice, but like I have the Anastasia Moonchild palette, don't really need that. I have the Makeup Revolution highlight palette, don't really need that, so I wasn't a huge fan of that one. And let's see, I didn't try the primer. That's one thing I didn't see there that I would like to have tried. $32, but I'd like to see how it works. But yeah, so what I did was I bought just the things that I thought were interesting. So I bought obviously the foundation sticks. I got 3 shades. I got my foundation shade, my highlight shade, and my contour shade. I also picked up the little Flush Pot Eye and Cheek gloss, which I thought was kind of an interesting little package. It's basically like the High Runway look, the gel, a little jelly. So I'm gonna try that out. I think it's a really pretty color, and I tried the consistency on my hand. It wasn't sticky, so I really liked that. And then I also picked up, and I don't think I realized this, but I picked up their Swipe Flush lip color, which looks like their blush. So I actually didn't realize that it was lip color until I kind of dug into it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a weird formula. So I picked that up. I'm trying to get it out of the packaging. I picked up shade 100 Jiggly. It's really cute. I was really impressed with the color. I don't know how it's gonna wear. I feel like it's a little drying, but this is the shade, and it's all got that little fingerprint on it. The blushes also have the little fingerprint on it, so that's why I actually thought all of these were blushes, but they are not. So from testing and swatching, I don't think I'm extremely happy with my matches, but I think I got as close as I could. So for my actual foundation shade, I think I'm the shade Cookie, which is number 22. The shades online are very misleading. I actually thought I'd be Butter, and Butter was way too light for me. So if you can color match in person, I would suggest doing that. But if you want to use me as a reference, I'm 32 Cookie, I believe, and I am 310. 310 is a little light for me in Fenty, 4N2 in Estee Lauder, and I am Valencia in the Nars Longwear. So really quickly about the stick, it is 0.16 ounces for $18, and this is about how much product you get. I actually think it's not a lot of product. You're basically paying $1 per 0.1 ounce. But this product claims, let's read the claims really quickly. Thick Stick is a foundation, concealer, or in a darker shade of contour, but it doesn't firm your skin. That's magical thinking. I think it's just claiming to be like a flush-like concealer, basically like skin. Your skin, but better. I don't think it's supposed to be full coverage. I don't think it's gonna be anything like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a couple wipes on my face, and then I'm gonna zoom in here so you guys can see. Alright, so I'm gonna do a couple wipes on my face. I have moisturizer and my SPF BB cream / primer on. So I'm just gonna do a couple swipes. It doesn't pull on the skin, so that's good. I think other sticks I've tried have pulled on my skin, which I did not like. I thought they were way too drying. So I'm gonna just do that. I think in person, it comes across a little more yellow. And I'm gonna go ahead and blend in and see how it works. So the blending is pretty nice. What am I looking for with this, right? So I really just want a nice, your skin look better. I don't expect a full coverage face here. I want it to match well. I don't want it to oxidize. All right, there's the first cheek. It actually matches really nicely. I'm impressed. I believe they have 40 shades as well, which I love that new foundations are coming out with the full range instead of like, oh, let's release a few ranges and see what happens. Like, no, just go ahead and make the 40, please. Okay, so that's one layer blended. Okay, I feel like it is your skin or better, honestly. Like, actually I like this. What I'm hoping it doesn't do is I don't want it to settle in fine lines and wrinkles. I really don't want it to make my pores look bigger. So I'm gonna say it's pretty much just a light to medium coverage. If I were to use a sponge, it probably would be a little bit more medium, but it's very on the light side. It looks a little dewy on the skin. It's definitely not matte. You can still see some of the shine coming through on my face. Let's try the concealer. I got the shade Coconut, which is number 19 in the concealer. This is what the concealer looks like. And in comparison to my shade, this is what we have here. So this is my shade, and this is the concealer right here. I'm just gonna dot a little bit under my eye. So I don't expect actually this to be a full coverage concealer because the foundation isn't full coverage. I'm actually gonna blend this out with my finger, so it might come out a little bit better. I like the color. I mean, it's a really good color. I mean, as far as concealers go, this is actually a really good color for me. This has golden undertones. Coconut's supposed to have golden undertones, I believe. Not bad, not bad. This is giving me very much your makeup, like your everyday, no makeup, your skin but better kind of look. I don't hate it, so that's good. And now we're gonna try the contour, which I bought in the shade S'more, number 35. I think this contour is neutral, so it's gonna come out a little, actually it's a little red on me, but I'll see. I'm gonna put a little here. It looks neutral to me. And since I don't usually use I don't normally use a cream contour, this is gonna be really interesting. I don't even know if this brush will work, but this is what I have, so we're gonna make it work. Okay. Shears out really well. Just blending. It does shear out very well. I think it's got a good, I mean, this is a pretty decent contour shade. It's probably not my best match, but it's decent. I'm trying to decide if I want to set this. I'm gonna give it a second. I'm probably gonna have to set under my eye just because it's creamy. I like that it's creamy, it's not drying, but it is creamy, so I'm gonna have to set under my eye, which is gonna take away from like the dewy kind of look. But okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more. There, and So the contour, I like the way it blends. I'm gonna say it's a good match from what I can see looking in the mirror. Okay, so I'm looking at this in the mirror and I'm actually quite impressed. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about this. I think the foundation is a dead on match. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish up my makeup. I'll be right back and I'll give you my final thoughts on the product, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Here is the final look. I did the Flush Gel Pot on the eyes and a little on the cheeks so you get a little bit of that dewiness. I have the lip gloss, or the Jelly Flesh color. What is it called? I have the Swipe Flesh lip color on my lips. I actually am really impressed. I reinforced my contour with a little powder because I felt like it was kind of disappearing on me, so I'm not sure if that's just the formula, maybe I didn't use enough, but I am actually very, very impressed with the way this look came out. So what are the must-haves and what are the things you can get away with not getting? Well, obviously I think that the eyeshadow palette, the illuminators, the little drop, iridescent drops or whatever they're called, lipsticks, yeah, we've all seen that before, right? Like, I'm not a huge, when I tried them out in the store, I wasn't like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. There's nothing on there that kind of like called to me. I love the packaging of the Flesh lip colors with a little fingerprint on them. I don't like the fact that I have to dip my finger in to apply the color. I guess I could use a brush, but I'm probably not going to do that. So a little bit of a sanitary concern there, but I love the idea of it, and I actually like the formula of it too. It kind of feels a little powdery, but I moisturize before I put my lipstick, before I put it on, and it actually is a really nice color. Although, you know what, I can tell that this is one of those colors that separates a little bit, so it's gonna probably settle in your fine lines and wrinkles if you don't keep your lips really moisturized. It starts off, it's really a matte finish, but I don't think that matte finish is gonna really work because I've had this on for, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. I've had this on for all of, see that? I've had this on for all of maybe 10 minutes and it's already starting to settle like that. So I'm gonna say no on that one. And I really don't like saying that because I really like the color. Like, the color in person is a really nice, like, nude mauve. It's great for my skin tone, but the formula, I've had better matte formulas. I don't think you need to spend, how much was this? I don't think you need to spend $24 on this lip product. Actually, that's a lot of money for 0.12 ounces. It's cute, it's there. I am really, really, really though impressed with the foundations. Of the things that I tried today, I think the foundations are a good buy. My skin looks dewy, it looks my skin but better. It's the no makeup, like something's on your face, but I can't tell if you just have really good skin, which is like perfect for the summer. I did notice when I put a little powder under my eyes, the powder I was using, which was the Sacha Buttercup, might be a little too heavy for it because it did kind of get a little cakey looking, so I had to kind of smooth it out a little bit. I am a fan of the Jelly Pot, of the, what's it called, the Flesh Pot Eye and Cheek Gloss. I do like that, although for the tune of $20, I'm not really sure if you really need it. I mean, it's cute if you haven't tried the wet look before. I think it's an easy wet look to do. It's a good color. I think it's a universal color. It's got red and orange and gold flecks in it. It's not sticky. I actually really like the way it came across on my eyes right here. It doesn't feel, it's runway without feeling runway. So I think it's a really good compromise, but I'm impressed with my color, which is Cookie. I think I'm impressed with the concealer color, although, like I said, it is gonna crease under your eyes, so you're gonna have to set it, and finding that setting powder, you're gonna have to really, really lightly milled setting powder, so, you know, not all your heavier baking setting powders could probably work with this. The contour shade, I could take it or leave it. I liked it. It was cute, but I feel like my powder contour came through a little bit stronger. It actually blended in with my powder contour pretty fine, so I wasn't like, oh, I have to use a cream, which is always something I'm kind of worried about whenever I use a creamy product, putting a powder on top of it and it kind of sticking. That didn't happen in this case, so I was actually really happy with that. But yeah, I mean, that is my impression. I'm actually really pleased with the color match. I wasn't so sure about how it was gonna match my skin. I thought it might be a little too light, but actually once it kind of settles into your skin and lets you kind of, it warms up to your face, it actually does a really good job. So I'm really impressed with that. I actually think it's one of the better color matches that I have, and I'm looking in this mirror just to make sure that, or this monitor just to make sure that I like it, but I do. I think it looks really, really good. My hair is still acting crazy, but you know, I'm actually really, really impressed. So this is the final look. I like the wet look. I think of the things that I would definitely recommend, the Flush foundation stick, and if you want to go a little extra, because the Flush foundation stick, if you buy the Flush foundation stick by itself is only $18. Obviously you don't get a lot of product with that $18, but I do think you could get a couple uses out of this. This is pretty travel friendly. You could throw this into a bag. It's one of those products that you don't really need a brush or a sponge to use. I think you could just kind of mesh it into your skin and it would be fine. Obviously if you wanted a more fuller face, you have to bring more product, but I think you could probably use this with just your fingers, so it's a good on-the-go product. And then that gel, that cheek gloss, the Iron Cheek Gloss, I do like that. So I don't think it's not a bad line. Now it's got some things in there. Obviously I'm not paying $38 for that palette. That palette had one color in it that, you know, was cool, but the other ones were very basic. But yeah, I hope this I hope this review helped you guys. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I think it's gonna wear pretty well because it's pretty lightweight and I haven't bogged it down with a lot of powder, so I don't expect anything crazy. But if anything crazy happens, I will come back and update you guys. But happy hunting on Flush. It's really hard to find where I am, and I'm in DC. There's only one Ulta out of like the 7 or 8 in this area. So happy hunting. And if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. Make sure you shade match. Really use daylight. Don't use a light in the store. That's my biggest tip. Try to go to the front of the store and use one of the mirrors in the front of the store to test it, and test on your face. Don't test on your chest, because now that it's summer, you know, those things aren't that reliable. So yeah, I hope this helps some of you out there, and I will talk to you later. Bye.